A US-based businessman and anti-Khalistan activist is dead, and the timing has sparked serious questions across the Indian diaspora. Namaste, hello, and welcome to the Indian Abroad. I'm your host, Priyanka Deo. Let's dive right into our topic today. Sukhi Chahal, Khalistan, and what it means for the NRI diaspora. Sukhi Chahal, founder of the Khalsa Today, passed away last week in California. Known for his firm and fearless opposition to Khalistan separatism, Chahal had received numerous death threats. Now, his voice was consistent, unapologetic, and now suddenly, it is silent. According to a close friend, Chahal was invited to a dinner at someone's home last Thursday. Now, after eating, he reportedly fell seriously ill and died right on the spot. The friend insists that Sukhi was in good health, and the sudden, unexplained nature of his death, especially just ahead of a major Khalistan referendum event in Washington, D.C., has left many uneasy. Another acquaintance, Butta Singh Kaler, described Chahal's passing as a profound loss to the pro-India community in the US. Now, Chahal was more than just a businessman. He had become a symbol of resistance against Khalistan extremism. However, a close and reliable source has confirmed to NDTV that Chahal died of a massive cardiac arrest. Now, no foul play is suspected at this time, and local law enforcement is awaiting autopsy results. But the backdrop here, the threats, the activism, and the timing just cannot be ignored, and here's why. It's because regardless of cause, this moment forces us to confront a hard truth. The Khalistan movement is resurging, and this time it's not in India, it is abroad in multiple countries. Originally rooted in Punjab's turbulent 1980s insurgency, the Khalistan movement is a separatist campaign seeking an independent Sikh homeland carved out of India. It gained momentum after Operation Blue Star in 1984. This was a military assault ordered by the Indian government to flush out militants from the Golden Temple. This is Sikhism's holiest site. Now, the operation caused widespread casualties and damage to the shrine, sparking deep anger among Sikhs globally. In its aftermath, former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was assassinated by her Sikh bodyguards, triggering horrific anti-Sikh riots across India. Now, though the movement eventually lost ground within India, it is now finding new energy in countries like Canada, the UK, and the US. In these regions, second and third generations of Sikh youth, often far removed from the bloodshed of the 1980s, are being drawn into a cause framed as cultural pride or political empowerment. But behind that narrative lies a more complex reality. What's being revived in the name of identity may in fact be a deeply polarizing campaign rooted in separatism and sustained by misinformation. At its core, Khalistan is a demand for carving out a new country from within India, the equivalent of trying to separate Maharashtra from India or California from the United States, and doing so through violence and extremism. Beyond the legal and constitutional impossibility of this, such a breakup would devastate social harmony, national security, and economic stability. Separatism doesn't empower, it divides. And for a democracy to function, unity must not be undermined by propaganda masquerading as pride. Let's make it absolutely clear in simple terms. Sikhism is not Khalistan. And the overwhelming majority of Sikhs in India and worldwide do not support this separatism. Polling in Canada has shown that nearly a third of Sikh respondents expressed some levels of support for Khalistan. In the US, pro-Khalistan demonstrations have increased by 30% over the last 5 years. The messaging is louder, slicker, amplified by social media where misinformation often spreads unchecked and within minutes. And yet, Sikh leaders and scholars across the globe have warned against this path. The late Sukhi Chahal, being one of them, consistently spoke out strongly, saying that this movement alienates integrated, forward-focused Sikhs who are contributing in fields like business, education, healthcare, and public service in countries around the world. Khalistan is not about cultural identity. This is about political fragmentation. It's not about freedom, it's about division. And it's not harmless. Under President Trump, the US officially classified Khalistani militants as terrorists in 2017. That was during Trump's first term. India and the US have worked together since then to push back against radicalization and extremist financing. Trump has stated, and I quote, "The US is a society of law and order. If you break the law, your visa can be revoked and you may be ineligible to return." Despite this, in places like Canada and the UK, the movement continues to find oxygen under the guise of free speech, and via organizations like Sikhs for Justice or SFJ, the World Sikh Organization, WSO, and other Khalistan-linked diaspora fronts that cover separatist agendas in the language of free expression. These entities are not benign. They are well-funded, politically motivated, and often exploit democratic values in Western countries to spread division and radicalism. Sukhi Chahal said that just weeks ago on his social media. He wasn't just resisting extremism, he was warning and informing youth, Indian origin individuals not to jeopardize their futures in pursuit of separatism. And now, he's gone. We don't yet know all the answers, but we do know this. When a strong voice is silenced, we must speak louder. When facts are blurred, we must demand clarity. And when movements threaten unity, whether in India or abroad, we must pause and ask, is Khalistan a true cause or a fatal tool of propaganda to achieve extremism? Stay informed, stay objective, and stay grounded. Leave your comments below and be sure to like and subscribe to NDTV World. Thanks for watching this episode of The Indian Abroad. Until next time, this is Priyanka Deo signing off. Namaste.